This episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by The Boxy Box by D-Link. Today, we cast some spells in our review of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Totally Rad Show. For Monday, November 22nd, we've got a huge week.
Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving week. We're talking about the next installment, half of the final installment of the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. It's a French version. Tuesday,
the pukey version.
French. Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Need for Speed, the new Need for Speed game from EA. What are we doing Wednesday?
On Wednesday, we're talking about Tangled.
Oh, that's right.
Wednesday, the new Disney movie
series.
comes out, Tangled.
The 50th Disney movie,
That's right.
animated movie. I saw that at the beginning of the movie.
And then, of course, Thursday is Thanksgiving for us Americans, and so we're gonna have a very special episode on Thursday. I think you're not gonna want to miss this. It's really something special for Mike, for myself, for all of us.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's good. Just vague enough for everybody. And Friday, we're going to be coming back to As Seen on TV with a couple choice options for your Black Friday purchases. Oh, maybe. I think if they're more on sale than what we're going to do, then they are going to be dirt cheap.
Harry Potter, as you said, big release this week. So we got a big background sent in from Aaron Rozeski.
Yep.
If you want your background featured on our show, you can send it to fans@totallyradshow.com.
Correct, Amundo. All right, people, let's talk Potter.
Today in movies, we are talking about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
HP7, yo!
Part one.
Part 1. But before we do, Jeff,
Whoa.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you, Dan.
What's your favorite Part 7?
What's your favorite?
Leonard, Part 7? No, there are very few Part 7s, right?
I don't really think there are any Part 7s in modern
Interesting.
films.
Yeah,
Seventh
the James
install-
Bond wouldn't really be a Part 7.
That's right.
Right.
That's
Interesting.
right. Tarzan, whatever, not really.
You know, Star Wars,
the old
the
serials.
closest.
Yeah.
True. It gets close.
It gets close. But even Star Wars was not made this way. It was not made.
True.
They made
No.
started with one, with the same cast of characters, and it followed their one large story told in increments through book, based on these books. So it's rare that we get book adaptations that each installment are debatably either the same high caliber quality or have improved over the series. Debatable.
So it's also interesting that you almost never get a movie series that the 7th movie is a given from the first movie. Like you know there's going to be that many sequels at the outset.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, it could have not done one.
Within a week of it being...
once it was successful, it was clear.
So
getting 7
never have we gotten
2010.
such high caliber book adaptations. Never have we gotten so many sequels that are of the quality and caliber that they are, that have improved along the way. And a lot of that is due to director David Yates, who was the director of Order of the Phoenix, the last one we saw, Half-Blood Prince, and then these last two films.
Yeah. Although there were lots of directors in between there.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And so Deathly Hallows is the end of the Harry Potter story. There's no Hogwarts. The battle is now happening in the real world.
Somewhat.
And are the same cast of characters. Was there anyone new in this one? Yes, one person.
The Minister of Magic.
Right, Bill Nye.
He's a genius.
And the new minister that took over, I think he was new as well.
So the same cast of characters are now on the run. Is the first
and
part.
Luna's dad was in it. Finally, there's a lot.
Okay, so as you've heard here, big Harry Potter fans. These two guys have read all of the books.
Correct.
Alex.
Yes.
What did you think of Part 1? Part 2 coming out this summer.
Yes.
Hallows.
Well, the book itself wasn't my favorite, and I think it had to do with the fact that it was kind of got away from what I loved, which was Hogwarts and that whole experience. And there was, to me, it always felt like she couldn't get one more thing out of Hogwarts. It was like, I guess that just isn't going to happen. So the other thing is the book seemed very expositional to me. Like it was just constantly talking about what has happened in the past and not really in a super engrossing way. So it was one of my least, if not my least favorite of the Harry Potter books. And so then translates into a pretty boring movie, in my opinion, with some amazingly awesome action sequences. So it was like, it would oscillate between this like, yeah, amazing, oh my God, that was the most amazing thing that I've seen in a Harry Potter movie, to, oh my God, I feel like I'm wearing the Horcrux, as it were. You know what I mean? Like, take it off of me. And then,
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Take it off of me.
because I'm angry. So I got a little bit, it was just a little boring with these great moments. So it's not an entirely boring movie, and it's definitely a go-see, cool, fun movie, but just has these lulls that are like, give me a break, because I sure need one. And then it ends horribly abruptly. I mean, it ends like, because I was like, I wonder where they're going to end it. And then all of a sudden I was like, is it? And then the credits started. I was like, you're joking with this, right? I mean, I thought they would at least figure out how to make a movie that has a climactic ending in a part series, but it really just
There's
sort
no
of
climactic middle of the book.
Exactly.
So, Jeff, were you like, did you also not like the book,
Yes,
like Alex?
very much so.
Yeah.
And I think it's a poor choice to make this book the one you split into 2 movies. Of all the books, this is the least apt to that decision, because it's
Unless you
very
make money, unless you are an executive producer of Warner Brothers.
Right, yeah.
But even the movie before this, or the movie Order of the Phoenix, really is the one that should be split into 2.
Yeah.
This movie is so, I mean, and really, like you, Alex, my criticism lies more with the material that they're working with, and they don't really have much choice. They can't change it at this point, you know, so you infuriate millions of fans.
Right.
And so my criticisms lie more with the fact that the book is very melancholy, it's very slow and plodding. It's this sort of meditation on war, and it's very slow and full of teen angst, and there's a lot of that in this movie, and it's really, really slow. It is. I knew where about the middle of the book was, which is when they get into the woods.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, I was like, when is this going to end? It feels long.
It's like 220, 230, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I appreciated the way it was shot. It looks really pretty, and the performances across the board are incredible. And I really want to point out Bill Nye, who has 2 scenes in the movie, and in 2 scenes does more with his little character than most actors could. I mean, he creates this fully fleshed out, incredible.
It's also
character.
surprisingly funny. The movie was way more funny.
I really did not enjoy this movie. I really kind of wanted it to be over.
Interesting. I actually came away from the movie liking it and having enjoyed it.
I definitely enjoyed it. It's just boring.
I came away from the first half loving it, and I spent most of that first half thrilled with the visual cleverness in the magical ideas, and the action scenes were awesome. Though there were moments that weren't great, and I worried that was gonna be the issue with the whole movie. However, that second half really just slowed down, and I enjoyed the moments that were happening. I enjoyed there's a great moment between Harry and Hermione, a little dance sequence that was really sweet, but it spent so much time in playing that note over and over again, and it was odd. It felt like it felt this is not how you tell a good story. This is just, it felt like they were slaves to material.
And they were.
It's lugubrious and like self-indulgent.
It really is. But I will say that there are incredible moments I've been waiting the entire series to see. I wanted to see magic in the real world, and I did. My only major gripe, I have a gripe with the entire series.
So do I. I have many.
Well, let's maybe talk about them.
I would love to.
And I will spearhead that with, I really feel like there is the thing I love about Harry Potter is I really love the world. I love the idea, and I love the potential more than I like whatever happens. And I fall in love with it when what happens meets the potential for that split second.
Yeah.
My biggest issue is the magic is, they're basically, especially in this last movie, in the action scenes, they have laser guns.
Yeah.
Like their wands shoot bullets at each other.
Yep.
Basically. Whereas there's so many things you can do. Other times magical things happen in the world are so clever. The way that they teleport to one place, and the telephone booth does that, and this does that thing, and this potion does that. That's all cool. I want to see a fight like I would see a superhero battle where
different
she
powers.
does ice, so he protects with fire, and then he has to do the solid, and he does liquid, and they all have these which really Sorcerer's Apprentice tapped into quite a bit, which is why I enjoyed that.
That
film.
stuff is in the book. In the book, it's
Is
not
it?
so much shoot, shoot, shoot. It's more this curse comes flying, and then he does this curse and that curse. And
Really?
there's way more speaking the curses. I mean, I never even thought that you can do magic. I thought one of the whole points was that you had to say the word with the wand in order for it to actually happen. So there was much more of yelling these curses back and forth. And I will say, the one thing that I did like was how they would almost start saying the curse, and then it would they wouldn't finish as it was going off, which I thought was really powerful, especially a couple
In
of
the
times.
book or in the movie?
No, in the movie when they would do that, he would say start saying the
the
death
sound
curse,
of the
and you
spell,
would immediately know what it is that he's saying, and then you wouldn't hear him finish it. You would see the spell happen, and that was really powerful. But I totally agree. Just lasers out of the tips of their wands, and that is what I mean. They were sometimes running, and then Hermione would turn and shoot, and it would explode, which was cool, but not. And that I don't believe that's how it was in the book.
Wow.
Yeah, I have many issues with this series as a whole. Many issues with this book. Many issues with how this whole thing was wrapped up. I mean, the fact that you set out this quest of finding Horcruxes, and there's 7 of them, and now that's the thing. And then now we have to introduce a whole nother group. Now we got the Deathly Hallows, which is another group of things that you have to go and find.
Yeah.
And the fact that you make this about a boy at school, and then you completely abandon that.
Yeah.
By the end, it felt like something was stolen from me. And yes, okay, it's a grander story, and it transcends just the school, which is great. But that's the heart of these books.
And
is
it also,
Hogwarts.
the weird thing
But
is
there
it
is something
doesn't
cool
feel, but it
about-
also doesn't feel grander. It
Right.
almost feels like less grand when they're
it's-
out of
That's
the
the
castle.
one thing about the filmmaking and the story is you're telling us, because I assume it's different in the books, but in the films, and this is with all the books, this huge war, apparently there's many schools, there's World Cups in Quidditch, but you only ever see this tiny sliver, and you never feel the magic world. And in this battle, this war that's happening, you hear Ron's listening to the radio about maybe wizards have fallen, but we're not seeing a war. And boy, oh boy, in this huge budget movie, I'd love to see a part
giant
of a
battle,
or a sliver of a giant battle, but anything that would make me feel that.
This movie is really scary for kids.
Very scary.
Would
That's
be
true. Yeah.
horrifying. I mean, I would.
First scene.
Oh, there's
scene's
so
like
much
Poltergeist.
graphic violence, and I mean, it's really intense and really just dark and morose.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's not a feel-good movie at
I
all.
will say,
But I really liked it.
I definitely enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
don't
I
want
think
people
we're
coming
pooping on
away
the
with
parade.
me saying I didn't enjoy it. It's just, it gets boring.
That heist sequence in the middle is awesome.
Yeah.
There's a great heist sequence. There should have been more with 7 Horcruxes.
Yeah. All right, everybody, make sure to stick around because you're going to find out what happened today in Rad history. But we do want to thank our sponsors. So we all get it. You guys want to unleash the power of your television. We all want you to unleash the power of your television. Maybe you're watching a certain internet show called The Totally Rad Show.
Possible.
And you're trying to figure out how to get that bad mamma jamma onto your TV. Well, Boxy, the Boxy Box by D-Link is out now and will blow your mind. It is full 1080p resolution for all of your free fun internet shows. You can schedule shows, record us as we're, get full 1080p resolution, which is huge. Most of these things are like 720p. Wow. Double the resolution, 1080p, what's up? Also, because the internet has sort of been the wave of the future, a ton of the big networks have been putting out their content online for free. Boxy Box is a perfect way to get those to your television for some sit back and kick back and relaxing. Also, you can stream media from your own computer. So if you happen to get, something from a friend or a video you download from the internet you want to watch, you just instantly streamy, beamy, bing bongs to your TV.
Don't cross the streams, though.
Don't cross the stream. Yeah, you can only stream one way. Can't stream 2 ways. I don't know why I just said that. But we love the Boxy Box, so check it out. You can get more information, dlink.com/boxy, as it were. Or Boxy, as somebody once said when they were winning an award. Boxy just won, was one of the digital, top 25 digital pioneers from Hollywood Reporter.
Super
and
cool.
Variety,
Wow.
I think. Yeah, so check it out.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Well, hey man, the background.
Hey man, the
Send those
background.
backgrounds in, and if you want to see all of the other backgrounds, go to flickr.com/.
Totally Rad Show. Totally Rad Show. Spelled like Totally Rad Show. See ya.
Coming up tomorrow, we check out the game Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
So today in Rad history, it is November 22nd. It is the year 1940.
Whoa, really? That's a weird year.
Well, it's
Why did they put those 2 zeros in front of it?
I use the
It's a weird year for a weird occasion.
It is a weird occasion. Not that weird a year, but I see what you mean because I made it weird. Terry Gilliam was born today. Happy birthday, Mr. Gills, as it were. First off,
favorite Gilliam movie?
oh God, that's like, I mean, you can't.
Mine's Adventures of
Baron von Munchausen?
Baron von Munchausen.
with Albrecht.
Baron Munchausen.
As one of the main characters.
Oh, the guy's name's Albrecht.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Love
I love
that movie.
Yeah.
Good times.
Time Bandits is yours or yours?
Time Bandits.
Yeah.
Time, mine.